Hi class, I hope you guys had a great time at the Pride Parade if you did walk it. This is going to be our restorative class for the end of the month because, well, we just walked and danced for 2 hours, something like that. All right, so turn on, I can't do background music very well with the recording, so turn on some meditation music or whatever music you want in the background while you're playing this video. You want to have a foam roller, 2 yoga blocks, and maybe some other implements like a yoga strap. We might get into that. All right, let's start on our backs. Get your foam roller, and we're going to roll out our backs. So put it behind you, and then start rolling up and down the spine. And up. Inhale, breathe here. Exhale. Keep rolling. Now what you want to do, instead of rolling it with your butt in the air, you can drop your butt here, lean back, open up the chest, crunch forward, and back. All right, maybe you find a different spot on the back. And feel your rib cage open up here. We've brought so much love and joy while we were marching and seeing the crowds. Okay, turn on your side. So here's what it looks like. I'm on my side. The foam roller is in my armpit, and I'm lifting and rolling. Just working the sides of my rotator cuff muscles. And if you want to spend more time on any of these, you stop the video and resume. All right, so opening up the sides of my rib cage. Now roll all the way to the armpit. Look up, and then look down, elbow towards the floor. Head and nose also moves here. We're just massaging the front side of our armpit and the back side of our armpit. Okay. And take the roller, put it on your other side, and lay on your side here. Have the roller in your armpit. There's no specific form really. If it feels good, you do it. If you feel numbness or tingling or you get sharp pains, then maybe you're putting too much pressure. And you can either lay here and just enjoy the stretching and the fascial opening, or you can roll like I have been here, rolling. All right, tilting my elbows side to side, using my obliques here to do a little lift. Okay, position the foam roller all the way into the armpit, so you should just sit here very easily, and then nose to the floor, nose to the sky, elbow to the floor, and then elbow open, chest opens. You might find that one rotator cuff or one armpit feels a little more tender than the other. Just observe. Our bodies are always going to find ways to be unbalanced or uneven. Just how we function in the world. Bring the foam roller out in front of you. Going into child's pose, so your knees are wide, toes together. Sit back onto your heels. Use the foam roller to stretch your chest out. Breathe in. I have my palms facing in. I just like to open my shoulders this way because it puts my shoulders in external rotation before I put pressure here. It's like my wrists and my hips are suspended like a two ends of a hammock. And definitely spend the time that you need in these stretches. It takes a while for our bodies to release. Roll yourself up. Put the foam roller at 45 degrees or so, and then roll yourself back out. Now I'm stretching my left side, palms facing in. Deep breath in and deep breath out. One more. And exhale. Walk yourself back up. Place the foam roller to the other side and walk yourself back out. Feel the stretch in your other side, in this case, my right side. My palms face in to create a more open external rotation in the shoulder joint. Breathe in and out. And walk myself back in. Now bring it all the way forward. If you want, you can do a plank here with the foam roller just for fun and test your balance out. I'm actually going all the way to the floor with my hips. Now straddling the foam roller with my armpits. Hopefully I'm not squishing the mic too much. And then internal and external rotate your arms. This is helping us work out the triceps. And then roll the foam roller out a little further. And if this is all really intense for your arm, see how I'm bringing the palm up and then the palm down. It's a little bit out of camera. But if it's too intense, then do one arm at a time. So we're rolling. I've rolled away from the armpit. Now I'm in the middle of my triceps. In palms down, palm up. All right, and then I go all the way towards the elbow. And get further into the camera here. That's the other way around. So I'm right before the bend in the elbow, working the triceps here. I'm doing a lot of upper body stretches to start with because I had the fan veils. But this is really good for even if it's not a parade day. So working the triceps here. All right. Push yourself up. Bit of cat and cow. So inhale. Exhale. All right, reach your right arm up to the sky. And thread. Hover the right shoulder. Open back up to the ceiling. Hover. Inhale, arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, hover. Fourth time up. This time, rest your right shoulder down on the mat. If it feels good, you can bring your other arm, left arm, to your low back. If you have your left arm on your low back, press the back of your hand into your lower back, or wherever you have it, press it in to activate your stretch. Make sure you're breathing. Plant the left hand, open up to the side, and switching to the left side here. Left arm opens to the ceiling. Thread it through and hover. 2 more times, just like this, hover. Inhale, up. Exhale, hover. Inhale up. This last one here, we're going to plant the left arm down. I lost the mic, so this will be interesting. So instead of putting your hand behind your back, you can also extend it forward. This is the top arm. I'm going to do the same thing on this side though. Breathing gently. Plant the right hand. Open up your left arm to the sky. All right. Let me reset my mic and then join me at the wall. We are going to set up with 2 blocks. Hopefully you can see this. They are set up in a T shape. So 1 block is on the long edge touching the wall, this way. The other block is just flat, and we're going to be stretching our feet here. All right. So I'm putting my big toe. Actually, let's turn the block this way. Let's see if it'll hold. I'm putting the big toe against this block. These are too light, so I have to use my heavier blocks. If you don't have blocks at home, try to improvise. Okay, these should do better. All right, put the big toe on the wall, my heel on the block. My heel is on the floor. Well, let's just try it without the 2. And then I'm sliding the big toe down while my 4 finger toes, the other 4 toes are free. So I'm just stretching the big toe back. And then if you want more sensation, lean your hips forward. Hopefully the mic hasn't been out for too long. All right, switch to the other foot. So I don't know if you saw how I changed it. I only have 1 block against the wall. Put the big toe against the block, and then heels on the floor, and then I slide the foot down to bend the big toe back. My other 4 toes are free to wiggle and move. The only thing I'm stretching is the big toe. All right. Now let's stretch the other toes. So 4 toes on the block. Put them up high and then slide them towards the floor. The big toe is free. So see how the big toe is on the side of the block and it's just moving. So to intensify this stretch, bring your hips closer to the wall. And then release. Switching to the other foot. Toes are high on the block, heel is down, and then we're sliding down towards the floor. So we're starting our foot recovery with the toes. Okay, taking this further, we will Bend, scrunch your toes, and then put your foot behind you. Now we're flexing all 5 toes, and the foot behind me is where is taking the stretch. Just adjusting. Feel free to do other movements. I'm just rolling my shoulders while I'm waiting for my foot to open up. You can also hold on to something on the wall. Switch to the other foot. So scrunch your toes, put your foot behind you, and keeping the ankle straight, because if my ankle was bent a lot, I wouldn't be stretching the tops of the toes quite as well. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's move on to working with the ankles a bit more. So let's start with a Malasana squat. Here's where a yoga block would be nice. Malasana, your toes are pointed out, heels are slightly in, so you're in, turn out. So you can either sit on a block like so. It's a wide yogi squat. All right, if this feels good, I want you to try and do this with your heels down. Okay. Let me know if that's possible. And as my hips open up here, I'm able to drop to a lower setting on the block or remove it completely. And now in this position, I'm pressing the inside of my knees against my triceps. Feeling the hips open up even more, maybe your low back. And we're having a deep flexion in our knees. What this is doing is constricting blood flow to the knees so that here, when we stand up right now, blood flows through the knee joint and into all those little crevices. So we're really the pound of the pavement today. All right, have a seat on your block. Everyone's favorite. Well, maybe not. All right. So I'm tucking my toes under both sides. This is toes pose. You may not feel like you can get like a 90-degree bend in your toes. That's okay. If you can't sit back like this, the great options is to have some weight in front of you. All right, I'm just modifying so you guys can see. So in more like a quadruped position, right? Might be here, but you really want to get into the bottoms of the feet. And eventually here. Someone did ask me, what if I want to sit back, but I can't bend my knees quite so much. Here's a modification. So again, sit back, toes under. You can place a yoga block or a pillow under your butt. And then I'm moving around a lot, but I want you to try and hold this for the whole time that we're talking about variations. This feels really good. I mean, not super comfortable on the toes. All right. Keeping the same position, sort of. Flatten out the tops of your feet. Have a sit back. Now we're stretching the tops of the ankles. Okay, if this is pretty intense, sit up on a block. You can also take the foam roller. Okay, if you need more sensation, if you're leaning back, lift one knee up to accentuate the curve and the stretch on the top of the foot. Lift the other knee up. And then if you want a little something more, oh, I don't need that. Not today. All right, let's move up to the calves. So if you have the extra yoga mat or just a yoga mat, we're gonna do some calf smashing. So I'm putting the mat right in the elbow of my knee. I don't know if there's a technical term for it. And I'm just sitting back, massage, and then shifting my weight left and right. Massaging out my calves, the tops, the very tops closest to the knee here. If you are feeling like you want a little bit more, the actual way that I was taught this was you cross your ankle and your shin. You use one shin or ankle to compress the other calf. This to me is much more intense than using a yoga mat. I'm only doing one calf at a time. Now, if you're on the yoga mat, just follow along with both calves. But we're going to inch our way down from the top, closer to the top of the knee, to middle of the calf. And this takes a while. So if you want to pause the video and do some of this on your own, and then just rejoin me on the next exercise, feel free. Okay, I'm inching down my calf now. And I had a question in class, which was, how do we know when we're done? It won't feel as intense, hopefully. You'll kind of feel like you've been starting to sit a little more comfortably into the massage or the smash, the calf smash. If it's still pretty intense, maybe it's time to spend a little more time on the calves. Healthy tissue can take quite a bit of pressure. I'm not saying you have unhealthy, dysfunctional tissue, but if you are giving yourselves regular massage or regular compression, vibration therapy using a Theragun, then these kind of exercises are less intense after, but they're still pretty uncomfortable even for me. All right, I'm almost onto the Achilles. So what you can't see is I started here on my knee, went down, and then I'm stopping about here. It gets pretty intense because this is where the calf muscle becomes the full Achilles tendon. We don't need to smash the Achilles tendon, so I'm stopping about here. All right. If you are using your yoga mat, my suggestion would be bring it back up from the knee down to the ankle again, while the rest of us do the other side. So I'm folding my shin over and I'm switching over to the other calf. Start shifting my weight left and right, because this calf is not just one thin muscle, it's a round muscle with some fibers on the inside and the outside. You're thinking about the length of the whole calf. All right, find another section of the calf to work. And even if you didn't do the parade, this is our usual kind of restore class. So you can always save this video and come back and do it. All right, I'm almost to that 2/3 of the way down where the calf muscle, the gastroc, turns into the Achilles. All right, and tap out your feet. Get some circulation going back into them. Let's go back to the wall. And place the yoga mat or some kind of rolled up towel. That'll work too. I'm placing the toes, just the ball of the foot onto the mat, keeping my heel down. Let's do the right foot. Right foot is heels down, toes up. Place my hands on the wall and then step through. If this is too much, you can always do a traditional calf stretch here, but I find that most of you dancers, you need something a little bit more. So to intensify the stretch, straighten the back knee of the foot that you're stretching out, and then bring your front knee towards the wall. Or in other words, bring your hips towards the wall. Make sure you're breathing. Hopefully you're playing some nice music. How do I know when I'm done stretching? I start to feel like it's less intense, like I said. Make sure you're keeping your heel on the floor. If you want a little bit more, I'm scrunching my toes into the mat just to move some other intrinsic muscles in the foot. All right, now take your front foot. It's just been, right now it's just been in front of me. I'm gonna step it across my body. So my left foot is now further to the right, past my right foot, and then keep leaning forward. This will get the outside of your right calf or the lateral side of your right calf. And then I'm scrunching my toes, looking for a little more release here. And make sure you're taking those big, deep belly breaths. That'll tell your body that it's safe to release. Straighten up that back knee and then bring your hips closer to the wall if you're looking for a little more intensity on this. We're still on the right foot, so if you switched feet, you switched too soon. All right. Okay, release, step out of it. Fluff up this yoga mat. My left foot goes on the mat now. Left heel is on the floor, and then I step my right foot over the